Hi there, my name is Elliott Rosenbaum, and I am a creative producer with Walt Disney Imagineering, and I was on the creative team in charge of the reimagining of Mickey's Toontown. We're so excited to have you here today to explore all of the new ways that we've brought play to life for our guests, our young families. There's a ton of new play experiences all around the land. Just behind you in Goofy's How to Play Yard, we've got a lot of experiences for active play. There are slides, there are spring rockers, there are little spinning lily cups. There's also a lot of opportunities for decompressing free play. So we're standing on one of our new green space lawn areas where children can get out of the stroller, run around a little bit. And we've got a lot of opportunities for water play in the land. So at the center of our land is a new area we're calling Centennial Park, which has a big fountain featuring Mickey and Minnie, lots of opportunities for guests to get their hands wet, splash around a little bit in the water. What's really interesting about the way that we've designed or redesigned Toontown is we kept a lot of the architecture. So Goofy's house, Donald's boat, Minnie's house, Mickey's house, they're all still here, but we've reimagined the way that guests circulate through the land. And we think that it's a much more calming, a much more relaxing experience. And we're really, really excited for our youngest guests to come and have a lot of fun.
So you mentioned Goofy's How to Play Yard, but I just came out of Goofy's house.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I loved anything that was like a kinetic sculpture.
Yes.
And I was just standing in there for a few minutes watching those balls move around those tubes. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys at Imagineering came up with that idea and how it was executed and what you hope the guest experience is walking in there?
I love that you got a chance to explore that. When I was a kid, I loved those types of kinetic sculptures too. There was one in the Boston airport, in the Boston Logan airport, that I would stare at for hours. It was so exciting for us to be able to bring that type of play here because children can affect the course of events. They can pull a lever, spin a wheel, shift a knob, and different things react. And they can in the story of Goofy's house, he is collecting honey drops. So there's a large oversized bee hive just outside his house. And those honey drops go inside the house, down a big, what we call honey rail, where they're broken up into small little orange honey balls. And then kids can pick which flavor it becomes. They can participate in baking it in the oven. They can participate in polishing them off in the blender. And we think it's a really fun way for kids to have agency over their play. And it's fun for the people who aren't pushing the button themselves. You can enjoy the experience overall, tracking as they move from one station to another. We think it's a lot of really fun kinetic play, a really fun way to bring interactivity into the land, and just a fun way to tell the story of the guest having an opportunity to help Goofy with this task of making candy.
I think I'm going to be spending some time in there because I'll just love watching those balls go around.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Gadget's Go Coaster has been overhauled a bit and it's been renamed to Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster. Can you tell me a little bit about what I can expect when I step foot on that roller coaster?
Absolutely.
Yeah, on that attractor.
The coaster experience is maintained from when it was Gadget's Go Coaster. It's really important for us that it's an aspirational coaster. So for our youngest guests who it might be their first time going on a roller coaster, or maybe they're a little bit scared of some of the bigger rides, this is a great opportunity for them to test their comfort level with new thrill experience. But we've brought the character presence of Chip, Dale, and Gadget to the forefront. We've added character sculpts of Chip, Dale, and Gadget. Gadget's over by the lift hill, sort of reassuring guests, again, for the youngest guests who's maybe it's their first time on a roller coaster, that this is fun, that she's designed it. She's a bit of a MacGyver type character, so she's built this contraption for us to have a lot of fun with her friends.
And if kids aren't familiar with Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, they can go check it out on Disney Plus now, right?
Yes, they can, absolutely. Gadget Hack Wrench is an awesome character, a great female scientist character, and we really wanted to celebrate that story. But for kids today, Chip and Dale are maybe an easier entry point into that story. So it's important for us that we brought that family together.
And then lastly, behind you, there are Mickey and Minnie's houses, which are familiar to anyone who's been in a Toontown before. Can you tell me about any aesthetic changes that have happened in there?
I think they've mostly been freshened up.
Okay.
But they'll look pretty familiar.
Okay.
There are some new fun experiences with Mickey. He has a new casual costume that he'll wear when he's out in the land, but you can still meet him in his classic costume inside the house.
Speaking of characters, just to add one last thing, if you could talk a little bit about Pete. It was great to see him today. I don't know if you had any input on that whatsoever, but what does Pete add to the flavor of Mickey's Toontown?
We think it's a lot of fun to bring more characters to life who are in that Mickey and Friends, or sort of that tertiary bubble of Mickey and Friends to life. So having the opportunity to bring a new character like Pete as a walk around, he's friends with Goofy, so he lives in the extended world of these stories. And it's just fun to bring novelty like that to our guests. So it's great to see him. It's great to see Clarabelle, who of course is returning from before. As all the characters who live in and populate this world. The story here is that this is where the characters live. So their neighbors are here too.
Great, and it's great just to be back in Mickey's Toontown, and it's wonderful to see all the work that you guys have done, refreshing it and bringing new stuff in as well. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.